Hi everyone and welcome to today's tutorial. We're going to be taking you through how to hack the ritual pattern, which is available in the links below and on our website. This tutorial will work through the back section and the gathered detail, the ruffle skirt frill, the sleeves and the belt loops. The additional steps are included in the pattern instructions. We've also made a very detailed blog post which includes how to prepare the pattern pieces, the sizing breakdown and the measurements required for each new pattern piece that we'll be going through in today's tutorial, the construction order and some illustrations to make it really clear for you on how to make this hack. Sharon will be taking you through the tutorial today, and with that, let's get started.
So our first step is to add new marks to the yoke and the top of the back section. So we're just going to mark in 10 centimetres or 4 inches. These will be our new marks to guide us with the gathering details on the back yoke. So I've sewn the gather stitch across the top of the back edge between those marks that we've just made, and now I'll just draw my gathering stitches in to meet the marks. I've also made centre back marks to help as well in matching up the pieces. So just pin the back section to the yoke right sides together and even up those gathers and stitch the seam together. And that's the result. Now we have the gathered back detail. Now your new back section will look like this. So the next step is to sew the front section to the back section at the shoulder line and the side seams. We'll set this aside for a moment now. So these are the new pieces we will have to cut out for the pattern hack. So they're the front and back ruffles or tiers. We've provided the widths and lengths of each size of the front and back sections of the ruffles in the pattern hack instructions. So just stitch the front and backs together at the side seams and then sew a long gather stitch around the top. So follow the instructions of the pattern hack to attach the ruffle to the dress section. Take care to align the side seams and the centre back marks. So these are the front bands. So we also provide information on how to extend the length to match the new length of the centre fronts. It's very simple. From there on in, you just follow the original sewing instructions of how to sew the band to the front section. We also have another tutorial on how to sew the collar and the bands if you'd like to see this in more detail. So this is the collar and the collar stand. I've already completed that section by following the original sewing steps. Now I'll just finish the front band. So we'll now just do a small modification to make our short sleeve section. So on the ritual pattern, on the sleeve section, you'll find the elbow line. So just extend this line out towards the outer edges. Then take your tracing paper, trace off your new sleeve pattern. And cut out this new sleeve pattern using your paper scissors and then your fabric sleeves. We'll now pin these together at the side edges. We're going to leave the lower edges open by 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres. Now stitch the sleeves together from the top to that mark 2.5 centimetres or 1 inch above the lower edge. So I've now finished off my seam allowances and pressed them open, and I've also turned the hem allowances up 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres. You will notice the lower edges of the hems have naturally spread out. Press the hems with this gap. The edges are folded from the inside seam so there are no raw edges showing. You can now stitch the hems in position. The sleeve hems will naturally sit flat instead of rippling. Now stitch the long gather stitch between the notches on the head of each sleeve section and follow the original sewing steps to attach your sleeves to the top section. Now take some of the scrap fabric to cut out some belt loops. So on the bias, we're just going to cut a length by the width of 2.5 centimetres or 1 inch wide. So we need at least 20 centimetres or 8 inches. I generally cut mine a little bit longer to begin with. Now press the bias strip with the wrong side facing up. Then press it in half to create a centre line. Then open it back out. And then fold those edges towards the centre line. Press them in position. Then fold the strip with the right sides facing outwards and give it another press. Now you'll have the strips for your belt loops. So just stitch those folded edges together. So this is the waist tie. I've sewn this from the original pattern instructions. I'm now going to mark down the waist level. For this size, it's 7 inches or 18 centimetres from the underarm seam. So I'll mark this on each side seam. So that's the original waist level marks. Now I'll cut the bias strip into two lengths of 4 inches or 10 centimeters long. These will be the belt loops. Then I'll unpick an opening from the waist level upwards and insert the loop. I've pinned it to the seam allowance. Then we can just stitch that closed. So it's easy to just stitch it to one side first. Push the loop through to the outer side. Now stitch the original seam closed. You can now thread the waist tie through the belt loops. Try on the dress for the length. So you just need to sew your hem after you check the length and stitch your buttonholes and buttons on.
We hope you enjoyed that tutorial. If you did like the video, please remember to subscribe to our channel as it helps us continue to make content for you guys. If you do want more information about this pattern hack, including the fabric required and a lot more detail on the sizing, please jump over to our blog, which is in the links below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.